and shaped my future career goals. From starting the program, I have promoted to managing my own funeral home location, which means I am finally, after 17 years in this business, earning a career salary. I would not have been able to apply for this position if it were not for my bachelor's degree. For my future goal, I'm applying to Master's in Education Technology program at Cal State Fullerton with a focus on returning to Cypress College Mortuary Science as an instructor so I can positively impact the future of the funeral service industry. My future is bright because of this baccalaureate degree program. I want to add that the opportunity I had to further my education directly impacts the community I serve as a funeral service professional. So thank you for your support of this program, and thank you for hearing my story.
President Costa, there are no other hands raised.
Great, thank you so much. Appreciate the presentation, Dr. Lowe. We have up item 6.6, our state and federal update. You have time. We're not going to tell you to hurry.
Thank you, board members. Well, I am convinced that the reason that this item is often placed at the end of the agenda is that learning about all the bills and legislation, drives people to want to drink, and therefore having the item closer to happy hour is more convenient for all of us. Or maybe I'm just speaking about myself. I don't know. Good afternoon, David O'Brien, Vice Chancellor for Government Relations. Pleased to present our regular state and federal legislative and advocacy update. We do have a fairly substantive item here, so thank you for the time allowance, President Costa. We can move on to the next slide. In terms of state advocacy and legislation, we're currently tracking a total of 214 bills introduced in the Assembly and Senate that have an impact on higher education. In case you're wondering, that is roughly as high, if not a little bit higher than this time last year or the same time in the last session. So the workload is as significant as ever. Of those, for those of you that remember, we classify bills into tiers depending on their level of impact and how much we have to engage with them. We have 82 bills classified as Tier 1 and therefore having the most direct impact on community colleges, faculty, and students, and the ones that require the most engagement. Policy committee hearings, largely in the Assembly Higher Education Committee and the Senate Education Committee, are beginning this week. In fact, tomorrow is the first hearing of Assembly Higher Education, and Wednesday is the first hearing of Senate Education Committee. And so this begins a several week-long sprint through the first year, the two-year legislative process. April 28th is the first of the major deadline we're looking at. That's the deadline for bills to pass out of their first House Policy Committee. And as usual, we do have a full legislative matrix on the government relations section of the Chancellor's Office website that is live updated to show all of the bills we're tracking, the tiers that they're organized into, the official positions we've adopted, and who on the government relations team is responsible for analyzing those bills. Next slide, please. As a reminder, we are sponsoring 3 pieces of legislation, and all of these were approved by the Board of Governors as part of the 2023-24 System Budget and Legislative Request that you voted to adopt in September. So thank you very much, board members, for your support on these critical student-centered pieces of legislation. The first of which is Assembly Bill 680 by Assemblymember Blanca Rubio. And this, as you may recall, has to do with streamlining the transfer pathway for students getting AB 540 status. That is the legislation, of course, that California adopted in 2001 that allows undocumented students and other students to attend our higher education institutions and pay the in-state resident tuition rate. So this is a follow-up to legislation you may recall that we sponsored last year, Senate Bill 1141. That bill was amended significantly in the appropriations process. But just briefly, what this bill does is it streamlines the process so that any student who completes 60 transferable units or receives an associate degree for transfer can automatically qualify to get the AB 540 status when they transfer to a UC or CSU. Under current law, those students can't do that after 2 years like most other students in our system can. They actually have to attend for a 3rd year because of the way AB 540 and follow-up legislation Senate Bill 68 was written. And that creates a significant inequity for undocumented students and other students seeking AB 540 status. It requires them to attend for longer and take more units, which conflicts with the vision for success and our goal of increasing time to degree and reducing excess unit accumulation. So we're really pleased to see the support on this. We have significant support from student organizations, from faculty groups as well, and partners in the immigrants' rights community. So this is, we're anticipating Assembly Bill 680 will be heard by the Assembly Higher Education Committee on April 11th. Next slide, please. The second of our three sponsored bills is Assembly Bill 1542 by Assemblymember Mike Fong. And this one, you may recall some discussions. This increases the compensation of the two student members of the Board of Governors. So right now, student members of the board don't receive any compensation beyond the basic $100 per diem, whereas most of our districts actually provide varying levels, including some more than this, of compensation to student board members, recognizing that the responsibility to serve on the board, attend board meetings, attend board events, as well as being a student, right, and attending school and making progress towards their degree often requires them to work multiple jobs at really inconvenient hours. We've had student board members that discussed working 2 or 3 jobs or more just to be able to pay the bills. And this really opens up the service on the Board of Governors to all students throughout the state. And so what the bill would do would automatically qualify student members of the Board of Governors for a program that's established under Prop 98 called the Student Succession Completion Grant, providing them with up to $4,000 per semester in compensation that they can put towards their living costs, right, the non-tuition cost, what we call the total cost of attendance. Next slide, please. The last of our 3 sponsored bills is Assembly Bill 1370 by Assemblymember Tree Ta, who's a new assembly member from the Westminster, Orange County area, and the vice chair of the Assembly Higher Education Committee. And what this bill would do is modernize the statute that governs our economic and workforce development program. Those of you that know our workforce programs may be aware, you've likely heard me or a colleague like Vice Chancellor Sandra Sanchez discuss the fact that this statute really has not been updated since the 1990s. It doesn't reflect the major advances in California's economy that have occurred through the decades. We went through multiple tech booms and busts since then, for instance. More importantly, though, the statute doesn't currently focus on student outcomes. It's entirely focused on industry and employer needs. It doesn't really take into account recent innovations around work-based learning or career and economic mobility, and it's not guided by an equity framework. So what our legislation would do would be to modernize the statute. We've had many successful conversations with workforce and industry associations, with the State Labor and Workforce Development Agency. I want to thank Labor Secretary Stuart Knox for providing some technical assistance. And we put together this legislation that has broad support, including, I believe, from the California Chamber of Commerce. I hope I haven't gotten ahead of us on that one. So I want to thank board members, of course, for your support for our sponsored bill package. Really want to thank the authors who are taking these on. We do have more pieces of legislation that we've taken a position on that I'll summarize briefly, starting with the next slide. So for context for board members, because I haven't been up here doing this in a little while or who are new, we had a consultation council last week, and our general process is that we take bills with Chancellor's Office positions for discussion at consultation council so that we can get feedback from our consultation partners before we present them to you. And I want to thank the members of consultation council for a really robust discussion on these and other pieces of legislation. 4 bills, and the analyses for all of these have been included in the written items, so I'm not going to go into detail on all of these, but of course I'm happy to answer questions at the conclusion of the item. We're supporting Assembly Bill 320 by Assemblymember Alex Lee, which would expand the membership of the California Student Aid Commission, the state's main financial aid agency. Right now there are 2 student members on the California Student Aid Commission, which is of course appropriate to have student voices in these conversations, but they rotate out which segments of higher education they represent so that there's never consistently a community college segment or representation from all students. So Assemblymember Lee's bill, AB 320, would provide that at all times there is 1 student representing each segment of higher education, the UC, the CSU, community colleges, and the private independent sector. So we're supporting that. It's very consistent with our overall goal of enhancing representation and student voices in state policy making. We're supporting Assembly Bill 358 by Assemblymember Don Addis, which is a reintroduction of legislation last year that Assemblymember Jose Medina authored to exempt community college student housing projects from what's called the FIELD Act, which is state legislation that requires all manner of housing projects to go through review by the Division of the State Architect. This is intended to expedite the construction of student housing projects in our system to ensure that they're not held up by some of the unnecessary layers of bureaucracy. And so we're pleased to support this. It's very consistent with our goals around affordable student housing. Assembly Bill 359 by Assemblymember Chris Holden would appropriate some funds to the California Department of Education and the Chancellor's Office to develop best practices and technical assistance around dual enrollment, specifically what's known as college and career access partnerships or pathways. I forget what the P stands for. We call it CCAP. We're very supportive of that because, as you know, there have been increasing conversations, including here at this board. Our incoming chancellor is very supportive of dual enrollment. The governor is very, very interested in seeing districts, K-12 and community college, expand dual enrollment pathways. And our focus during all of that is to continue to ensure that there is some statewide technical assistance and standards around ensuring that dual enrollment is being used to reduce inequities and break down barriers for students. And so we're supportive of this and working with Assemblymember Chris Holden, who's been a major leader on dual enrollment issues for many years. Another issue that that same Assembly member has been supportive of, that we're supportive of as well, in Assembly Bill 610, would provide grants to transit agencies at the local level to expand free transit programs for higher education students, community college, CSU, and UC. We know students have been coming to this board and telling us for years that transportation can be a major barrier to their success. It's a component of cost of attendance, which has been increasing in recent years. I want to note that Governor Newsom did veto a version of this bill last year because it created an unfunded mandate, but the current bill does look to find funding for this project in the budget. So we are supportive of that. Next slide, please. Three bills I want to cover sort of as a unit because they're part of the same package that also includes our bill. Assemblymember Mike Fong, who of course is no stranger to community colleges, was a former Los Angeles Community College District trustee, elected to the Assembly last year, and we're so honored to see a community college supporter in the position of chair of the Assembly Higher Education Committee. Really, really appreciate him for all of his support of our students. He's carrying a package of several bills designed to enhance student representation and engagement, specifically in community colleges. So very briefly, one of them is our sponsored bill, Assembly Bill 1542, that I won't go back over, but Assembly Bill 1540, sponsored by the Student Aid Commission, would embed the AB 540 affidavit so that students can self-certify their eligibility for AB 540 status into the California DREAM Act application, thus removing one more barrier for those students and one more step for them in terms of the paperwork and the bureaucracy that we always talk about that are such a burden. Assembly Bill 1541 would provide that at the local level, each district, student trustees are provided with at a minimum an advisory vote on all bills, or all manners that come before the district. Not a binding vote, but at least an advisory vote so they can say, on behalf of the students that I represent, here is our position on this issue. So we appreciate that. And then finally, Assembly Bill 1543 would clarify the process for students opting out of the student representation fee that they currently pay that funds local student senates as well as the statewide student senate, and hopefully provide a little more transparency to students so that they're comfortable funding their fellow student organizations. Next slide, please. One bill that we've adopted a position of support if amended on that I'd like to highlight for you all is Senate Bill 28 by Senator Steve Glazier. This bill would put a statewide educational facilities bond on the ballot. We're obviously supportive of additional funding for capital outlay and deferred maintenance. The reason our position is support if amended is that of the $6 billion the bond as proposed would provide for higher education, it splits that money three ways. So $2 billion for community colleges, $2 billion for CSU, $2 billion for UC. With all due respect to our four-year segmental partners, we have far more students, far more institutions, and far more buildings in need of those funds and that deferred maintenance. So our position is support, if amended, to provide an equitable share for community colleges of that bond funding. And this is a bill that if it does advance through the legislature, there will be extensive negotiations by the administration, by other stakeholders, before it makes it to a theoretical 2024 statewide ballot. So we've got some time. Next slide, please. I want to just point out one bill that we regrettably have had to take a position of oppose unless amended on. This is a bill sponsored by our partners at the West Valley Mission Community College District. It's a follow-up to legislation you may recall that we discussed last year that did something similar for the San Mateo Community College District. The bill is seeking to allow the district to use local general funds to waive all tuition for all students so that the entire district would be tuition free. And to be clear, our concern here is not with that policy. We recognize that for some students, tuition is a barrier, not nearly as much of a barrier as the other components of cost of attendance. At $46 a unit, California community colleges remain, I think we can safely say, the best higher education deal in the country, and well over 40% of our students receive need-based financial aid that zeroes out that through the formerly the Board of Governors fee waiver, the California College Promise Grant. Our concern, though, is that this continues to establish a precedent where districts in wealthier areas of the state that have their own local funds can use those funds to go tuition-free and thus market themselves to students as we're a completely tuition-free district, thus setting up this two-tiered system where most districts in most areas of the state won't have the resources to do that and will have to continue to tell students, well, we're probably tuition free for you if you fill out a financial aid application and if you qualify and if you have all the documentation to continue to, I believe the term we use is perform your poverty, right, to continue to go back and forth to all these offices. So our position is to simply say that if a district wants to do this, to use local funds to go tuition free, that's fine. But at a bare minimum, ensure that you're assisting students with completing the financial aid application so that they can get additional financial aid for the non-tuition costs. Ensure that you have a fully funded and staffed basic needs center so that you're addressing food and housing insecurity and not simply saying, oh, we're tuition free, therefore we've taken care of our students' concerns, and ensure that that data is being reported up to the state. So we will be working, of course, we're happy to work with our partners at West Valley Mission and Senator Cortese's office to address those concerns, but simply want to reflect that before we continue to move forward with more and more bills that allow districts to do this. Next slide, please. Okay, we're out of the bills, we're on to the fun stuff. I'm happy to report that the annual Advocacy Day, our state Advocacy Day, has been scheduled for Thursday, April 13th. You can see pictures from last year's event and prior advocacy events. I want to thank those of you who have attended in prior years. If you haven't, I think we're asking for RSVPs by end of the day tomorrow to reach out to Board Liaison Christina Castro to indicate that you'll be available to attend. But just briefly, a rundown of what the schedule is going to look like. This is still being finalized, hence the reason we don't have it on the slide. But as we have done in past years, we've got a whole schedule of events. In the morning, convening here at the Chancellor's office for just a brief sort of prep session and advocacy training, and then heading over what we call across the street to the legislative office building. It's called the Swing Space. It's the new office building where members of the legislature's staff are located for meetings with members of the legislature. And we always do this in April for a number of reasons. For one, April is, as the Chancellor has noted, Community College Month nationwide. So it's part of a whole lineup of events honoring community colleges, honoring our students. It actually coincides with the Student Senate for California Community Colleges, who are tentatively co-sponsoring Advocacy Day with us, and we want to thank them for their partnership. And it's a great day for us to spend the morning visiting with members of the legislature, introducing them to our students, discussing our major priorities, and then come back to the Chancellor's office we had a really exciting block party and event last year where we had some great speakers. We featured some of our system associations and priorities. We'll be doing that again this year. Details TBD. We'll have those for you soon. And it's always really great to have a coalition here at the Chancellor's office advocating for community colleges. So please, if you have not yet, you can RSVP with Board Liaison Christina Castro for Advocacy Day on April 13th. On the next slide, I have a few federal updates for you, and in particular, I think this is why I need to work on rearranging this so we can get the federal stuff out of the way first, because it is sometimes the least fun part of it. On a positive note, though, we want to just note briefly that Congresswoman Suzanne Bonamici from Oregon, just north of us, who's a major ally of community colleges and our students, has introduced legislation to address college student hunger by providing greater outreach around students who are eligible for SNAP benefits, which we call CalFresh in California, and as well as continuing to look at efforts to streamline the federal work-study process and provide a more equitable allocation. So we're very, very supportive. We met with Congresswoman Bonamici on our visit to Washington, D.C. last month, had a really great conversation with her. Next slide. I'll go through these fairly quickly, but just want to update you on some conversations we're having and monitoring with the federal government. So as you know, Secretary Cardona and President Biden are very, very interested in ensuring that they're leveraging the power of the Department of Education to provide adequate oversight over students, over for-profit institutions, as well as agencies and entities in the higher ed world that are sort of for-profit adjacent. So they're looking at recruitment in particular right now, and institutions that use online program managers. Next slide. And one thing that we're tracking is a September 1st deadline for institutions to report third-party arrangements. So there are a number of higher education institutions, again, we believe disproportionately for-profit private institutions, but some of them may be programs operating within our system as well that go through regulated entities known as third-party servicers for recruitment. And in particular, when those servicers are paid or compensated as a share of their tuition revenues they bring in. So we're just tracking this to make sure that some of our colleges that have programs through what's called instructional service agreements and others are aware of what the requirements are at the federal level. But this is primarily part of the Biden administration's efforts to crack down on for-profit institutions of higher education. Last slide, please. Oh, I really wish we weren't ending here. So as you may have heard recently, the United States Supreme Court recently heard arguments over President Biden's student loan forgiveness proposal. It was somewhat disheartening, but it certainly sounded, based on those who were there and the news reports that came out, that the majority on the court, the 6 conservative justices, indicate skepticism and may be looking at striking down President Biden's loan forgiveness plan. Most board members, I think, are aware that, historically community college students do not graduate with high levels of debt, but we did issue a statement of support around President Biden's announcement last year because it is something that holds back some of our students as well as our faculty and staff as well. All right, that concludes my presentation. Happy to take any questions.
You speak fast even when you don't have to, but
I'm
I
sorry.
appreciate it.
Got it trained in me.
It's habit, I'm sure. With that, I'm going to call on Board Member Haynes.
So I just want to thank Dr. Gonzalez and the Chancellor's Office staff. I've been really concerned about our student leadership and the burden that they have when they make the commitment of leadership on the board. So I am really, really pleased that we have a bill. Because we were trying to figure out almost anything, and so if it requires this, you can call on me anytime, day or night. If I'll sleep outside of the legislative building in order to advocate for this one, as well as for the AB 540 students. This is long overdue. And for our colleges, the Los Rios, we've been trying to figure out a way to provide some funding, something that would allow, and there's always these roadblocks. So just thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, with that, I'm going to open it up to public comment on this item.
The public comment period for item 6.6 is now open. We will begin with public remarks in Sacramento, then move on to virtual comments. For virtual attendees, please utilize the raised hand feature. If you're calling in, press *9. You will have 2 minutes. President Costa, there are no in-person comments and there are no hands raised at this time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Next up, we have board member reports, and Tom, go for it.
I do have one, but it's not really about me. You noted that today is the first day of spring. It also happens to be the 20th anniversary of the U.S. invasion and the Iraq War. And while we may all have different opinions about whether or not that war was wise, I think we can all agree that we should honor the troops who risked their lives to go into Iraq that day. And one of them is sitting right next to me, who in a helicopter that was being fired upon landed in Iraq that day. And I just think we should all honor his service.
Absolutely. Thank you, Board Member Villalobos. Thank you, appreciate that, Tom. Any other board member reports? Board Member Rawlings.
Just as a point of disclosure, so that everyone knows about it, this past week I was invited to attend the National Pathway Summit, which is a new organization, I think a fairly new organization, really built around, and really student-led, built around the idea of building a national framework for educational pathways and expediting educational pathways into the workforce in really transformative jobs and opportunities. It's something we're already doing here in California. It's something that through some of our work on the California Workforce Pathways Joint Advisory Committee is really focused on, but centered around CTE. And so I just wanted to note that it was a very informative, very empowering summit, I think, of educational leaders across the country. And many thanks to Christian McGuire from the Young Invincibles, the Executive Director of Young Invincibles, for making sure that our board was represented there.
Thank you, Board Member Rawlings. Any other board member reports? Board Member Villalobos.
Just to follow on Member Tom's words. And just for clarification, we were actually shot at after we left the helicopter. But I would like to recognize the military, our student veterans and military families throughout our community college district. Not just our community college, but also in the state of California. I know this can be a very tough time for many thousands of veterans and military families. So I just want to take this time to recognize them and thank them for their service, and just let them know that, we are here for them.
Absolutely, thank you so much. With that, I am going to move to,
can I just-
yes, Board Member Haynes.
This is really quick. I just wanted to say that I was asked to attend the Amend conference, and 17 years in focusing on our African-American males on our community colleges, and the largest of its kind in the nation. We had 600 young men. More than 1,100 attended. We couldn't do it around tables. We had to do it sort of seat by seat. So that's real progress. This is a program that believes in African-centered education, that brings us back to our roots. Thank you, Dr. Gonzalez, for your words. It was fully read. I had an opportunity to speak about our incoming new chancellor. And all I will say is there was a lot of love and a lot of fabulous music going on. I was recognized, I'll say that much. I was surprised by the honor that was bestowed upon me. I'll have to spend the rest of my life earning it. But we have programs like this across our state in which there is a commitment, regardless of the funding. We have been blessed by a chancellor's office that has supported the work that's being done on our campuses with some funding. We have a governor that's done the same, and it has made all the difference in the world. So thank you.
Thank you. With that, I see two virtual board members with their hands raised. We'll go with Board Member Medina, followed by Board Member Williams.
Thank you. And to kind of like follow up, echo on what Trustee Haynes was saying, I also had the opportunity to attend a MEN conference in my case through Compton College. And we have a very humble board member, Haynes, but what she did mention that she was elevated to the position of Queen Mother, in which I had the honor to see. So I now have the honor to actually, for us to serve alongside a Queen Mother, fellow Queen, which low-key I've always thought of her as a Queen, but now it's official. So congratulations, Trustee Haynes.
She was one before they bestowed that honor upon her. We know that. All right, Board Member Williams.
Congratulations, Trustee Haynes. I wasn't able to attend, but that is a very, very important honor. And it made me think of Sankofa. Sankofa is an African proverb which says that it's not taboo to look back at which has been forgotten. And so just think about the conversations that were had when the GED was created. And I'm sure they probably had similar conversations to the ones that we're having about the baccalaureate program. And the GED program was really created for our military personnel that was coming back from overseas, and a way to get them a leg up. And so, I would just really encourage our team to do some research on some of the conversations or the history of the GED. I do want to make some other comments about, we approved the item today, 4.1, item 2, which was Digital Innovation and Infrastructure Division. And I'm just going to read a statement that I wrote. And I liked some of the language that was in the item. It just talked about the purpose of the grant was to provide secure, scalable, and integrated technology solutions for California community colleges to take advantage of economies of scale. And, I want you to just kind of focus on that last part, economies of scale. There's been a lot said about basic needs and college affordability. Governor Newsom signed a law that provided an unprecedented $115 million investment to expand zero textbook cost degrees and open source resources for our state's community colleges. And listening to the fall 2022 college attendance survey, 32% of new students said that they couldn't afford college, and 29% of previously enrolled students said the same thing. And our Vision for Success goals 1, 5, and 6 call for increases in degree attainment and a reduction of equity gaps. And I believe that scalable and integrated technology solutions to make college more affordable for students, for community college students, by really utilizing our collective purchasing power to reduce the cost of textbooks, instructional materials, and accelerate the availability of ZTC and open education resources is really important. And I'm asking my colleagues, the chancellors, students, faculty, and CEOs to begin conversations about how we can apply these simple principles to reduce the cost of textbooks for students, not tomorrow, but today. As a trustee of a multi-college district, I regularly hear how students are choosing to purchase gas for their cars, foods to eat over textbooks. And if we're truly serious about reaching the vision for goals, the vision's goals, we must remove the barriers that students face as they need access to textbooks and instructional materials. And I believe that these items should come with the class. And so I just want to introduce these ideas into the record. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we'll now open public forum, please.
Public forum is now open. We will begin with public comments in Sacramento, followed by virtual comments. For virtual attendees, please utilize the raise hand feature. If you're calling in, press *9. You will have 2 minutes. There are no in-person comments, so I will hand it over to Gary for any hands raised.
We do have one hand raised currently. Marissa Martinez, you have control of your mic and can address the board.
Good afternoon, President Costa and members of the board, and a very big welcome to all the new members on the board as well. My name is Marissa Martinez, and I serve as the OER Program Coordinator for the Michelson 20 Million Minds Foundation. For over a decade, we have worked to create a more equitable and accessible system of higher education. The California Community College System is a national leader on textbook affordability, in part due to the success of the 2016 Zero Textbook Cost Degree Program. And the original 5 million ZTC program resulted in an 800% return on investment and saved students over $42 million. Students in ZTC courses experienced higher levels of passing grades and course completions, and Pell Grant recipients and students from marginalized backgrounds experienced even greater benefits from these courses. And the success of this program was dependent on a few factors. Number one, the flexibility, sustainability, and accessibility of open educational resources. Number two, the use of technical advisors to create a centralized system of supports and communication between campuses. And number three, providing opportunities for professional development around and collaboration between campuses. Now, we have the opportunity to continue our state's leadership in tackling the rising costs of course materials and should learn from what worked in the past as the Chancellor's Office rolls out the current ZTC degree
30
program.
seconds.
$150 million can go a long way towards creating an accessible course materials landscape, but we can also improve on the 2016 pilot. And we can do this by ensuring robust data collection on the ZTC degrees created, not only because accountability is important when handling public funds, but also because campuses can learn and build on the success of other programs across the state. Thank you to the board for your support on textbook affordability and for your time.
Thank you. That is time.
President Costa, there are no other hands raised.
Thank you. The time is 5:04 p.m. and the business of the Board of Governors is now complete. We can adjourn. Thank you.